And I'm like, whoa, whoa, what is happening? This is my favorite couple. We cannot be having a breakdown here. Not today, not now, not ever. We don't do that. This is not how we do things. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is My Twisted Life with Poetry. I am Poetry, and you have stopped by for a recap review of This Is Us Season 2, Episode 1, the season premiere of Father's Advice. I'm going to tell y'all, because I did not recap or review this last season, I binge watched this all this summer, and I don't think I've cried so much for a season of TV, for real. Like, seriously, every episode, the writing on this show is freaking phenomenal. It's poetic. The acting makes you feel emotions you didn't even know existed, especially when this season premiere began. I'm so serious. I started crying within seconds. Just the sound of William's voice opening of the show. You know, last season we lost our dearly beloved William. I cried for that for like 2 or 3 episodes. And to open the show with William reciting the poem of his advice that he wrote to his son pulled at every freaking heartstring and brought every tear out of this G's body, streaming down my face. Let me tell you. So y'all know I'm a G. I hate to cry. But by the end of this episode, I had that ugly cry. It was like serious, y'all. And like, if you have not watched this season, if you have not watched season 1, I implore you to do so. I give you permission right now to pause this video. Go binge watch season 1, and then come back here to this channel and watch this recap and discuss it with us. And you'll be done in a week. I watched it in a day. It was so freaking addicting that I spent an entire Saturday binge watching this 40 minutes of episode, nonstop, tears every episode, like for real. I lied to you not. But in case you haven't watched or you won't watch and you just want to pick up from right now, tell you a little bit about what this show is about. It's about a family. It's about love, about trust, about pain, connections, and even secrets that like either bond them together or could completely tear them apart at times. And I mean, it's like real, it's honest. So we are living this life with the family, the Pearson family, in the past and the present day. So the show kind of flips back and forth from the past and the present. That makes sense. Okay, so we have Rebecca, who is the mother, Jack, the father, the 3 children, also known as the Big 3, which is Kate, Kevin, and Randall. And Randall is their adopted son. Then we have Jack and the children, all 3 children, they all share the same birthday. William is Randall's biological father. Beth is his amazing wife. They have 2 daughters, Annie and Tess. There's Toby, who is Kate's boyfriend, Miguel, who is Jack's best friend, and then Sophie, who is Kevin's childhood love. And of course, you get other characters sprinkled in and out of there, but these are the main characters on the show, right? So let's start with this recap. It begins with William typing at his typewriter. He got one of them old school typewriters. You know, as a writer, I love that old school. That's when I first learned how to type on with the ching, that typewriter you swing back like that. Yes. And the poem started out again. Just in case I don't tag it to the end of this video. The poem started out saying, advice not given, envelopes unstamped, regrets enveloping me. I was already in tears just right there. Like, I recited the whole poem already, so if I got enough time, I'm going to tag it to the end of this video. Otherwise, I might make it separate, but you'll know by the end. It's read throughout the episode, and it casts a light on every parallel moment in their lives that syncs with the words in the poems as it's happening, as he's reading. So, like I said, it goes back from the past to the future. So I'm gonna try to, hopefully I can keep it straight. You can understand who I'm talking about. So back in the past, younger Rebecca was picking up the kids. She's wiping tears away from her eyes, and the kids are coming out the house, and Kate is like, "What is she doing here?" Because Rebecca is supposed to be on tour. You know, she was trying to achieve her dream of being a singer, and she was out on tour. And so Katie's like, what is she doing? What is she doing here? Older Randall is, they moved, like they say, they moved through the scenes. Older Randall now is playing with his neighbor's kids, catching serious baby fever because he's considering that he wants to adopt. Like the end of last season, he brought it up to Beth that he wanted to adopt and paid honor to his fathers because he was an adopted child. He wanted to give back the same that was given to him. And so after the neighbors had to steal their kid back from Randall because he was not letting that baby go, they said, "Happy birthday, Randall." And I'm like, oh my God, it's the big three's birthday. So it's their birthday again. Last season started off on their birthday, and now this is starting off their birthday again. Okay, so then we go back to the past, and younger Kate is wondering again, like, what the heck is going on? Why is Dad not here too? Mama's here, but why Daddy ain't here? In this moment, we go back to older Kate, and her and Toby are singing and celebrating, you know, because again, it's her birthday, and Kate is about to audition and try to begin her dream of becoming a singer as well. And it's a dream that she suppressed because of her weight. She's been trying to lose weight all the first season, but I would say that Kate is morbidly obese. That would be the medical term for it. But Toby, her boyfriend, fiance, is giving her all the encouragement that one can give. In the past, Rebecca is driving, and Kate notices that Kevin has a big hickey on his neck. He is so proud because the love of his life, Miss Sophie, gave it to him. So coming back to the future, older Kevin is down on one knee. And I'm thinking, oh my God, is he proposing to Sophie again? But it's like, it turns out to be the scene from the movie that Ron Howard asked him to be in. I'm thinking, oh God. So that means he took the job in LA because, you know, he had moved to New York, and he said he moved there to get his girl back. Got his girl back, and then he got offered the job, and he's on the movie set, so he moved back to LA. I'm like, oh crap. And Ron and the crew, they gave him a big birthday celebration. Well, a mini birthday celebration. Had a big cake with his face all over it and everything. We go back to the past with Rebecca, and she's bringing the kids into the diner where Jack sits, and they tell him, "We need to talk to you." I screamed. I screamed because I'm like, oh hell no, we are not about to have the divorce talk. That is not what's been going on. So she tells the kids what happened out on the tour. The leader got too frisky with her. Jack had showed up to surprise her. He got into it with them, and then they had a rough night having words with each other. So they're deciding that they're going to pause, take a little break. And Kevin like, what you mean take a break? What does that mean? And that's what I'm saying. What the heck does that mean? And Rebecca say, no, it's not a divorce. Just a break. Dad's going to go stay with Miguel for a few days. And I'm thinking, no, this is not happening. This ain't happening. Kay says, it's okay. You can go and do that. I'm going to stay with my daddy. Of course, that's not going to fly. Jack is like, no, you not. That's not what we're going to do. We're not splitting up. You're not going to come stay with daddy. This is only going to be for a few days. Kate gets upset, runs out of the restaurant because, you know, her and her daddy love each other, right? So Kev basically given permission by Jack to say, hey, don't take care of your sister. Because that's something that he's always done. Once you see them in the future, he's still taking care of Kate. So, you know, he's going to fill his role. And then he sits and tells Randall, hey, buddy, you know, I need to talk to your mom for a second. Randall like, buddy, like we cool now? They're saying Randall has like a really deep connection with Kate, so he kind of feels like his mother's hurt. You hurt my mama, is what you're pretty much saying. When they leave out, Jack tries to reach towards Rebecca's hand, and she pulled back from him. And Jack is like, they'll be fine. Don't worry, they'll be fine. We'll be fine. Like I said, she draws back from him, and she's like, no, not right now. That's too soon. She said, you know what? I need to stop feeling so disappointed all the time. I need to feel something else first for a change. I was like, God bless America. Rebecca be cutting them. Rebecca be cutting them, baby. Becca be cutting them. So we go back to the future, to present day. And older Randall was eating breakfast with the girls, Annie and Tess. And they like, hey, Dad. I think it was Annie. Yeah, Annie said it. Why the heck is Mama at work now and you at home like a girl? You know, he quit his job last season. And he like, what you mean I'm at home like a girl? Wait a minute, that is such an outdated way of thinking. We have progressed past that day and age, young lady. Women can work. Men can be at home. He's like, look at Hillary Clinton. Tess say, but she lost. He called them Omarosa and Stacey Dash. I like to hit the floor. I was like, Lord have mercy. No, he didn't. So Beth comes in, and she looks so disconnected from life right now. And I'm like, something ain't right with my girl. What is going on? Then Sophie calls Kev, and she lets him know, I'm not going to make it to LA for your birthday. Her mother has MS, and the MS is flared up So not only she gonna miss her birthday, she gonna miss his birthday. She gonna miss the Kardashians. Cause he's supposed to take her around tour LA and everything. And he like, don't worry about them. They like gremlins. By next week, be a gazillion more of them. And I'm like, ain't that the truth? Cause 3 of them right now pregnant or having babies. Kim got a surrogate with a baby on the way. Chloe 3 months pregnant, and the little Kylie chick, she pregnant now too. I mean, Courtney, Kendall, y'all got something you want to tell us? Rob, you got another one on the way too? I mean, because they producing. I was like, well, okay. Kate is trying on her little outfits for her audition. Toby like, yup, that's the one right there, girl. You look like high note singing, baby. You won't even need the audition. And I'm like, girl, no. You look like you're going to a funeral. Lose the hat, because you're doing too much. You're doing too much right now. But right when they about to have they look good, get busy time, who shows up? Kev. Toby like, bruh, really? Right now? This is when you're going to show up? And Kate, of course, asked her brother her opinion on how she looked. Well, actually, she don't ask him. Kev like, let me see the outfit. Let me look at it. He like, it look good. But it looked like he trying too hard. And Toby's like, no, we like the outfit. What's wrong with you? It look good. Kate immediately goes to Shane. She is not hearing Toby, nothing he's saying. Toby like, thanks, Kev. Like, thank you. And, hey, that key to the house, that's for emergencies only, bro. Emergencies. This ain't one, Kevin. This ain't one. So we go back to the past, and Jack is settling in at Miguel's. He letting them know what went down and how Becca don't want to talk to him about it all. And without really knowing how Becca ended up with Miguel, I'm thinking, this is the wrong person to be telling your marital woes to. I wouldn't be telling Miguel nothing. Like I said, but again, we still don't know exactly how Becca ended up with Miguel. Anywho, all Miguel can say is, oof. Jack is like, dude, that's all you got for me? I'm up here pulling my heart out to you, and oof, that's all you gonna give me? So he then, coddles him like, hey, y'all was meant to be together. Y'all gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Jack say, she gonna call, right? Miguel don't even answer that. He was like, yeah, she gonna call. And Jack said, she gonna call. I'm gonna be back home in a blink of an eye. And then Miguel, like, he go off to work. Jack checking the phone like, is this thing on? You know how we do when we expect the phone call. We ain't sure they're gonna call. We stop picking the phone like, you hear the downtown? Is this phone working? Is my number cut off? Back at the house, Becca is trying to pretend with the kids that, hey, life goes on, nothing wrong, everything peachy keen over here. And she asked the kids about the party they went to, and none of them responds. So she's like, you know what? We're going to go to the doggone movies. We're going to the theater. We're going to catch us a Tom Hanks movie because, he make us feel good about stuff that's cracked up in our life. And we're going to enjoy it, and it's not up for discussion. Okay. Present day, Randall and Beth are meeting at the adoption agency. Randall is like so excited, and Beth, not so much. Like, remember when they had that little pregnancy scare and they thought they was pregnant. When they figured out that they wasn't, they was like, whoo, child, I said, thank God I ain't gonna have another baby. But now Randall is like overly excited about bringing another kid into the family, and Beth is like overly disgusted with the whole entire idea. They get into it in front of the counselor, and I'm like, whoa, what is happening? This is my favorite couple. We cannot be having a breakdown here. Not today, not now, not ever. We don't do that. This is not how we do things. Beth takes a low dig. I mean, she asked the counselor lady, like, do you got any kids that was left in the fire station? Because that would really please him. I was like, ooh, gut punch. Beth get up, walk out in session in anger. Don't take her little fake smoke break. Randall follows her. He's like, hey, you smoking that fake cigarette? She's like, yeah. They pass it back and forth to each other as if they smoking a real cigarette. That's a bond. That's called a bond right there. That's when you know your person. But when it comes down to Randall is not considering Beth's feelings at all in this situation. And he tells her, look, I hear you. We partners and everything, but we adopting. And it's not a discussion. I was like, Randall, what is you doing? Out here sounding like Becca. Come on now. Just think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying. I mean, bringing a baby into the family is a very big step. And since she was just so ecstatic about not having one, why do you think she want to bring another one? But okay, we're going to keep moving. Kate is at her audition. She's looking around at the women who she perceived to be the perfect fit for the job. The skinny, cute girls. And she has a minor flashback where she remembers how it felt not being able to fit in as a child, and she psychs herself out and leaves the audition. So back in the past, at the movies, Randall remembers coming home from the party the day of the tour. His parents were arguing about it, and Becca was feeling that Jack didn't want her to go after her dreams, and he's saying, no, that's not the problem. The problem was you didn't tell me you was about to go on tour with your ex-boyfriend. And Becca said, no, just be honest. You just hate the fact that I got something going on for myself, that I got a career now. And Jack is like, a 40-year-old pub singer is not a career. What it is ridiculous. I was like, oh, more low blows. I'm like, ugh. But they arguments be so real. They be so real. Okay, so I was like, it's not good. So we cut back to the theater, and you could tell that Randall is a little more compassionate and understanding to his mom. And, so he's sharing his little snack. I think some of his little goobers with her. And Kev just jokes that, yeah, Randall gonna make a move on her any minute now. As if Randall's in love with his mama. Kevin has always been jealous of the connection that his parents have with Randall. And maybe that's why he latches on to Kate so much more. I'm not sure. But Kate is still pissed. She can't believe that Kevin is even joking in that type of mood, considering what's going on. But I know Kevin was just trying to make light of the situation. He always do. He kind of always jokes his way out of serious situations because he don't want to really deal with it in a mature manner. Older Randall stops by his mom's house, and he tells her about the adoption process and that Beth is not down. She's like, I thought she was on board. She's like, He say, hey, how did y'all choose me? So he finally learns the truth about his adoption. Becca didn't want him at all. Y'all remember that. Becca was like, no, we didn't bring him home. She was going through. She had postpartum. She wasn't feeling him. His name was not even Randall when they first brought him home. They changed his name to Randall. How Jack wanted him. Jack was very persistent, and he pushed her and pushed her and pushed her until she accepted him into his life, into her life. And she was like, you came in a stranger into my world. The stranger became my son, my child. You became my life, and the person that I love today. And she was so glad for the push. She said sometimes in a marriage, one person has to push the other person to do bigger and better things. And she's like, marriages aren't all perfect. Jack wasn't perfect, but he was as close to perfect as one can get. I was like, okay now. So we go back before Williams passed, and it hurts me to even say that he passed away. So he came on screen, and my heart dropped. So Beth and William sitting in his favorite park, watching the kids play, discussing that trip to Memphis that he was about to take. Beth was not happy about it at all. She was not happy. I love their honest relationship. I swear for goodness. And she says Randall wants something. He does it without even asking me first. The first thing he did was move him in. And then he turned around and moved Kevin in. And then now this trip is coming up. And I have spent so much time as a viewer loving this couple that I never even looked at it that way. That Randall has been a bit controlling when it comes to those big decisions. Even when quitting his job, he just did it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't discuss it with his wife. He just did it. And I'm like, Beth, you the real MVP, girl. You the real MVP. I mean, he just did what he wanted to do regardless. She said he's stubborn, just like father, like son. And William said, you know what, I'll take that. I'm going to take that. Because it didn't turn out so bad, did you? And she was like, I mean, you all right, old man. But having the man in my basement for a whole year, that's a whole nother story. And then they pan to Beth again, and she's sitting there in that park alone. And I'm just like, my words in this recap is not giving this show the justice that it does. I mean, you have to watch, but this is just a recap and few of my little emotions and quirks thrown in it. But all right, so present day, Toby and Kate are heading to the birthday dinner that Kev's planned. And he's trying to get all the deets on the audition. Like, hey, what happened? Did you blow him out the water? How soon are you going to go on the road? Things like that. So Kate lies and says that, everything cool. She didn't tell him that. She just bounced out of the doggone audition. Kev bought out this big restaurant. It's just the three of them there. And during dinner, Toby decides, give a toast and tells Kate how proud he is of her. And then she finally admits that she bailed on that audition. And he what the heck? What you mean you bailed? And then Kev impulsively lets out that he already knows what happened. And Toby's like, really? You told Kevin? You didn't tell me? First of all, you just lied to me. That's the first thing. But the fact that you told him and you didn't tell me at all. So he just gets up and leaves. Because, he already feels like Kevin is encroaching on the relationship. Like, she can't do anything without him. She can't make a move without him. And now I'm supposed to be your number one, and you can't even tell me what's going on in your life. You're going to lie to me about it, but you told your brother already. So, meanwhile, Randall comes home and he talks to Beth. He tells her that, you know what, I'm wrong for not discussing things with you. And instead of telling her what they're going to do, they needed to decide it together. And he was like, my mom didn't want me either, but Dad pushed, and he pushed until she finally accepted me. And I know I love them together, but I don't want to be like them. He says, Mom doesn't believe in a perfect marriage, but I do, because we are. And I know we are perfect because I crave perfection. And everything, and even though I got a lot going on inside of me and my own muddied inside and stuff, I know that you are perfect. You're perfect for me. We are perfect together. We are perfectly imperfect together. I was like, go ahead on, yeah, go ahead on. He's like, we don't push our agenda on each other. We do them together. And if we can't agree, I would just find another way to fill the void. I'll go volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club, babysit, something like that to fill that void of the missing child. So, okay, back in the day, Jack is still at Miguel's house alone. He goes and try to get Becca a job. He goes to a pub she used to sing at when she first started singing with the group. He even offered to pay the guy to put her on the show. He was like, you know what, just let her sing once a month. I will pay you to let her sing just once a month, just so she can live her dream. I'm like, Becca don't deserve him. Becca don't deserve him. Dude, stop embarrassing yourself, bro. Come on now, just stop. We don't do solo acts. We book months in advance. Go on out of here before you embarrass yourself any further. So Jack's like, okay. He leaves there even more broken, and I'm just broken. And then they pan to Becca, and she's sitting at home looking at that dress hanging up on the wall, alone, just as alone as Jack is. So, present day, Kevin comes outside of the restaurant to apologize to Toby. They get into this big ass argument, and Toby thinks that Kev is overstepping his bounds and trying to take over his role. He's the man. He's to be the man, the number one in her life. And Kevin is like, look, I'm just doing what a brother should be doing. Deal with it. And I am kind of with Toby on this one. That you involve too much, bro. Like when your sister or brother picks up a significant other, it has to be a time and point that you step out and allow them to have that relationship without so much involvement. But then they both say something real stupid. Both of them do. Kevin, like, she needs me, and as if he said it as if she's incapable of self-care. And then Toby is like, no, what she needs is to be pushed, as if she's a child. And Kate finally speaks up for herself and let them both know, look, I'm a grown-ass woman, fully capable of greatness, with or without you. I shouldn't need to be pushed or coddled. So she said, you know what, I'm going back to that audition. And don't follow me. But dang well, they finna follow her. At least Kevin was, because Toby was trying to talk him out of it. But he hopped on in the car with Kev, and they followed her to this doggone audition. So, present day, Beth takes Randall to Williams Park. Because, after he gave his perfection speech, she's like, come on, go with me somewhere. So she takes him to Williams Park, and she gives him, for a birthday gift, a book of poems that his father wrote for him. She had got it perfectly bound. And I must be a sucker, because, like, the next thing I know, my face is all wet. I was crying all over again. And I was like, I don't know what the heck is going on in my life. I don't know where the tears was coming from. But that was so meaningful to me. Like, buy me a book. But then to get some words perfectly bound, if somebody was to take my daughter's poetry and bound them in a book for me and give it to me as a gift, you just don't know how much I'm gonna be balling. I will be balling. It was like one year that I was like totally broke. I did that for my family. I just like wrote them poems, individual poems for Christmas, and bought picture frames from the dollar store and gave everybody. That was like the best gift that they said that they ever got for me. It's very touching, very moving, something so sentimental. But she said that she was coming to her almost every day, trying to figure out how to give him what he wants, as far as adoption goes. And she knows that he wants to have the perfect little baby that he can mold like clay, just like Jack did to him when he was a little boy. But she had another idea. She looked around and saw some youth on the court, and she was like, you know what? what about the kids like that? The kids that possibly lost their way, they possibly come from a home so broken that the streets is what feels safer to them. And she says, you know what, if we're going to do this, let's go all the way. We're going to try to mess up our perfectly imperfect home and bring in another life into this life. Let's go all the way. Let's bring in an older child, you know, one that is usually left behind in the system, one that people don't normally want to hold any longer. And I'm like, come on, Beth. Come on. This is why I love this character. My heart cannot take this kind of love pouring out on my TV screen every week. I'm just like, I mean, for real. I had Kleenex on deck, baby. You didn't understand. So anyhow, Kate goes into the audition room and demands an audition. And she was turned away, but, you know, she insisted on doing it. And the guy was like, fine. Didn't argue with it. He gave her a chance. She sung one of my favorite songs that Prince has ever sung or sang. Nothing Compares to You, originally written by Sinead O'Connell. Kate sounded pretty good, but she did seem a little unsure of herself. A voice stopped her not long into the first verse. And Kate was like about to leave, but then she was like, no, you finna hear me out. She told him she's not going to be disrespected and dismissed and turned away because she is not one of those little skinny chicks and she's fat and ugly and he going to listen to her. That she just could sing and she deserved a doggone job. I was like, stand up for yourself, Kate, stand up. So the guy said, Amber, called this chick named Amber up. He said, nothing compares to you. That girl started singing. Blew Kate out the water. Blew out the water. I was like, screw you, Amber, but damn, that was good. I mean, she was singing. She was singing. And then he said, okay, you can stop now. Now her, Amber, Amber, that's your backup singer. She used to be the lead, but she wasn't good enough, so we cut her and demoted her back down to backup singer. You, my dear, your pitch was all right. You know, he tore her up, tore her whole performance up. He was trying to be nice by just saying, all right, thank you, have a good day. He tore her up. He said, you ain't ready to lead nothing. You're not ready to lead anything. You in here competing against women who have honed their craft, worked on their instrument, you know, over time. And you coming here off the street thinking that you just going to take it like that? No. Go out here and try again. While she's in her audition, Kevin and Toby are outside in the hallway having a little heart-to-heart. They come to understanding about how pig-headed both of them being. Kevin says, all my life I had to work hard at everything, try to be the best at everything, and I was never really naturally good at anything. But being her brother, I was good at that. I was good at that without trying. And I can't just cut the cord just because a great guy come into her life. And Toby is like, yeah, okay, I know, I understand. But could you at least stretch the cord a little bit? Just Kevin like, yeah, okay, I know. And I'm like, they bonding. Oh, they bonding. So Kate comes out and was like, shoot, that did not go good at all. But she admits that everything isn't about her weight. And she needs to do exactly what the dude told her to do. Go work on your craft. So Kate suggests they go out for a drink. And Kevin almost slipped up and said he was going to come too. But quickly acknowledges Toby's feelings. And as he head back home, he walks to the lobby. And guess who's there? Sophie. Sitting there waiting on him. She didn't miss his birthday after all. I was like, look at that. Look at that love. Look at that love. So at the end of the episode, Becca goes over to Miguel's and tells Jack she's trying to remember the person that she used to be. And as she was remembering this person, all she could see is him. He was there. He was always part of it. And she thinks that they both gave up on their dreams because they had other things in life that they want to achieve. Other things was going on. And even though she's still pissed off as heck at him, she wants him to come back home. Like, you know, being apart is not us. That is not what we do. And she's like, I'm not deeply unfulfilled. You're not your father. You're not an alcoholic. Tom Hanks is not that great. And Jack is like, look, you don't know everything about me. She's like, I do know you. He said, no, you don't. Because I'm drunk right now. I've been drunk all day. Matter of fact, I've been drunk for a few weeks. I've been lying to you. I've been hiding from the kids. And I don't have it under control. I got a problem. And I'm not coming back home. Not until I can handle this. I was like, he's like, what you mean you're not coming back home? He's like, I need to fix this alone. Baby, he closed that door? Oh my God. I was like, what is going on? No, Jack, no. I mean, waterfalls, y'all, waterfalls. Then the screen goes black. You hear somebody take a deep breath. There's a knock on the door. And then they pan back in Jack's face. He opens the door, and it's Becca. And I'm like, yes, it's Becca. She said, you coming home. Gonna get in this car. We're going to fix this together. I'm your wife. We in this marriage. We do it together. Get in the car, Jack. And he was like, I can't do it. She was like, get in the car. Get in the car. Just get in the car. I was like, get in the car. Jack. Get in the car. I was like a kid in the candy store when he got his butt in that car. She makes him get in the car. And while they ride, she said, you know what? Everything's going to be fine. In a few months from now, everything's going to be normal. And then she starts to drive away. And then as the camera pans, now we see where Jack was once sitting, a Ziploc bag with all of Jack's belongings in the seat next to her. What just happened? Kate is crying. Randall's crying. Kate looks over and tells Randall, we need to find Kevin. He needs to know. I got to be the one to tell him. They sitting there with Miguel, and I think this is supposed to be Sophie, but I don't remember Sophie, her being there red. Then they pan to Kevin with his broken leg. No, he was with Sophie then, so I don't know who that kid was. I guess that was Miguel's daughter. So they pan to Kevin with showed his broken leg, and they got his dad's autograph on it saying, get well soon. Then Becca pulls up in front of the house, and she looks over at the Pearson mailbox, and then an uncontrollable amount of tears just overwhelms her. Like her breaths are labored. First they stuck in her chest. She can't even get sound out. Heart racing, and all she could do is scream. Then they panned on the house, and it's burnt completely the heck up. It's burnt up, and all I could do is scream. Like, what the heck just happened here? Why is the house on fire? Like, what happened? That was the end of the episode, y'all. That was the end of the episode. This season 2, episode 1 of Father's Advice. The video is like 32 minutes long. The poem is only like 3 minutes long, so I'm gonna add the poem to the end of this video. The poem that William was saying throughout the TV show of Father's Advice. Thank y'all for coming back. Thank you for watching this channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. Come back to the channel next week. Peace. All right, y'all. This is the poem from season 2, episode 1, the premiere of This Is Us, that William was reciting during the course of the show. A Father's Advice. Things not said. Advice not given. Envelopes unstamped. Regrets enveloping me. Is it easier there? I wonder. I ponder. I guess. Yes. I guess. Yes. Do you think of me as I do of you, my son? My son. My son. My son. The things you do I'll never know. The pain, the secrets. Oh, to be given a chance. A start. A fresh start. A restart. Will love come for you as it did for me? Find you, wreck you, save you? If life breaks for you the way it would not break for me? If love finds you, hunts you, captures you, will you hold it tight, nurture it, protect it? I hope you will. I hope you will. I hope you can. This father's advice is not required. It has not a call. So instead, I share some from another. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. And now, an addendum to my earlier advice. If I'm lucky to still have your ear, I loved you, I lost you, and I advise you 'twas better than to never having had love at all. But now, with more years, more time, more perspective, I see things in a slightly new way. So here, my good son, is a father's advice update. It's better to have loved and lost, surely, but try not to lose it at all. I love that. I was in such tears every time. Oh, yes. This Is Us, a father's advice. That's the poem that was supposed to be written by the character William Hill and given to his son. I love that show. All right. Peace, y'all.